I reported on Thursday. Some of you might know that President Biden was not planning to endorse Vice President Harris. I believe that was his intention at the time, according to my sources. I believe it changed in the interim because there's two sides to that. There's two equities involved. One is endorsing her makes her the machine candidate, the establishment candidate, links her closer to Joe Biden, and to some extent, her mission now is to separate herself from her own administration to increase her chances of winning. But at the same time, Joe Biden's proud of his record, and many people reached out after my reporting to say, how could you not endorse your vice president, leaving aside the historic significance of her vice presidency, leaving aside what would be the historic significance of her presidency, leaving aside loyalty. How could you not be proud of her and being part of the administration? So I think that changed. We'll see. I also think that the pressure on him primarily came from the fact that the campaign's polling was significantly worse than they were willing to acknowledge, and in many cases worse than the public polling in the battleground states. He had one electoral college path before the debate, the three Great Lakes states and Nebraska's Omaha district, and the paths were not increasing. I believe the political support was about to crater. Many more elected Democrats than said publicly did not want him to be the nominee. And then finally, maybe really the dispositive thing was the fundraising. You can run for president with less money than the other side, but not with no money. And the small dollar donations and the bundlers were whittling down to next to nothing. They were trying different ways to goose that, both the fat cats and the small cats, and it wasn't working. And again, they were headed into a convention that was going to be a disaster. And the general election would have been just ridiculous because no one would have wanted to campaign with him. Democrats were worried about answering questions about his acuity. And that was all before he had another incident, which obviously might